Hey everybody, let's have a frank discussion about weight loss today as 2024 draws to a close. So many of you have asked if I could do a weight loss update video, and I'm sorry that I kind of just dropped things, but 2024 has presented some new challenges for me personally, and to be honest, I just kind of put my weight loss on the back burner. Not totally, and I'm really proud of myself that I did not quit on myself for the first time ever, because in the past, if I would have just, thought that it was too much to handle, I just would have quit and went back to my old ways of eating. I'm really proud of myself because in the last year and a half since I started my journey working one-on-one with a dietitian, I really feel that something has clicked inside of me and I'm making better decisions about what I put into my body, even on those days when, I really don't feel like taking care of myself and I'm craving those comfort foods that no longer serve me but that I want so desperately some days. So I just thought we could have a frank discussion about the struggles that I've been dealing with in 2024 and my plan going forward for the new year. I'll just quickly give you a rough outline of my story. So I'm 56 years old, and for most of my adult life I have struggled with my weight, and for most of my adult life I was following Weight Watchers or counting calories. Mainly that's how I chose to lose weight, and I had been successful in the past as long as I followed the program. But I did not have a healthy relationship with food because I am an emotional eater. The main reason why I ate poorly, I guess, is because for 30 years my husband has been dealing with a very serious form of cancer, and as the sole caregiver and at times breadwinner for my family, the only way that I survived getting through those really difficult times was by turning to sugar. Was that the right thing to do? No, but I'm not apologizing for what I did because I did the best that I knew at the time to get through those really difficult times. So when you know better, you do better. And about a year and a half ago, I went for my yearly checkup, and my doctor kind of got on my back a little bit saying, your cholesterol is getting high, your weight's getting high, you really need to start seriously taking care of yourself. And he said, would I be interested in meeting with his dietitian and seeing if she could help me out? So I said, sure. Now this dietitian is not available to anybody. You have to be a member of his clinic, but I do urge you to ask your health care provider. Maybe you could meet with one in person or virtually. Anyhow, I've shared everything that I've learned from her in my weight loss playlist that I will link here, so you can go check out those videos and hopefully find them helpful to you. So I met with the dietitian in the beginning probably once every 3-4 weeks, and that went on for a couple of months, and then I would see her maybe once every 3 months, and the last I saw her was probably maybe June of this year, and now I'm done. Like, I feel like I can manage on my own, but I've had a lot of personal health issues this year, and one of which was I tore my meniscus in my left knee back in May, and it's really painful, and that has at times stopped me from exercising. I went to see an orthopedic surgeon. He wants me to have an MRI, but where I live, things are really, really backlogged. Like, you just don't get an MRI in a couple of months or a couple of weeks. So I was told that I had a 10-month wait. So here we are, I think it's 6-7 months now. So by my calculation, I'm hoping to have the MRI done by April of 2025. I saw the orthopedist a few weeks ago. He was a bit frustrated that I hadn't had the MRI, of course, because he wants to help. He examined my knee and still believes that I've torn my meniscus, but he doesn't know if it will require surgery. So that has had a really huge impact on me this year because I had great plans to exercise and walk, but the first, I would say 4 months, it was just terrible. The pain was unbearable at times. It felt like the people were like stabbing me with shards of glass inside, and I could actually hear bubbles popping when it first happened. It was really very, very painful. And then my daughter and I, we went to Paris a few weeks ago, and most days we walked minimum around 15,000 steps a day. I think the day that we did the most walking was 28,000 steps, and I paid for it the next day. I was in a lot of pain. I'm trying my best not to let this injury keep me down because I really feel this this year, it has held me back. And I'm not using it as an excuse. I'm just explaining, why I'm not exercising in case somebody asks. Where was I going with this? So yeah, I've just kind of been nursing it along. It's still a problem. And then in, I guess it was September or October, I found out that I had cataracts in both of my eyes, and I opted to have cataract surgery. And I had that, I think it was October the 7th, and I was terrified because I had never really had surgery before, and just the thought of somebody, touching my eyes, the possibility was there that damage could be done. That caused me a lot of anxiety. But I'm so happy to tell you that it is the best decision that I have ever made. It has been life-changing. I only need glasses now for reading or for close up. I just couldn't believe how bad my eyesight was before. And I urge you to get your eyes checked. And if you know young people that don't wear sunglasses, please tell them to wear sunglasses, because my cataracts were caused by the sun, not by age. So now I should have great vision for the rest of my life. And truly, it's been the best decision that I have made it in a long, long time. So some of the struggles that I have been faced with in 2024. If you don't know, my husband was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer 30 years ago. So we have been dealing with him in and out of the hospital, having treatments, for the last 30 years. And I was 26 when he was diagnosed. So at times, I was the breadwinner for the family. We had a farm. I had a lot on my plate. And during those times when he was so sick and, we were told to prepare for the worst, I had to deal with him being ill. I had to deal with a 2-year-old toddler that we had. I had to deal with the farm. I had animals that need to be fed and milked twice a day and taken care of, and crops to be put in and taken off. I had a lot going on. So in those times when I was feeling so stressed and anxious, I would eat poorly. I'm not a binge eater. I don't overeat. I just really make crappy decisions. I love sugar. Sugar loves me. I would eat a lot of drive-through food, processed food. Whenever I feel anxious, I just need jelly beans or some sort of sugary sweet that helps to calm me down and get me through those, difficult times. Am I proud of that? No. Am I ashamed of myself? No. And here's why. I did the best at the time to get through some really dark times, and I'm not about to shame myself for making poor decisions. Maybe somebody else would have made a better decision, and that's great. That's them. But that's not me, and that's why I'm standing here before you today, sharing, my struggles, what has worked and what hasn't worked. So when I started working with the dietitian last year, we talked about my sugar addiction, and she tried to explain to me part of the problem she thought was that I was not getting enough protein. And protein is so important because it keeps you feeling satisfied. It's really important for our bodies to build muscle and do a lot of other important things. She helped me look at things differently. And I followed the balanced way of eating where I had 3 meals a day and 2 planned snacks. And I can tell you it does work. And by adding protein, to my snacks, to every meal, it did keep me feel satisfied and full. And when I follow that way of eating, I honestly don't crave sugar. But what has happened was in October of 2023, after my mom died in the end of March 2023. Still haven't dealt with her death, but after I was dealing with, her state and everything, I finally felt, okay, now is the time I can start to process her death. My husband was told that he had metastatic cancer. There was nothing more that he could do, and we were told that he had 3 months to live and he would be dead by the end of 2023. Well, today is December 6th, I believe, and he is alive and well, and you would never know that there was anything wrong with him. We have been blessed. We are so grateful. It's truly been a miracle. He still has the metastatic cancer. The tumors are growing, but the doctor just cannot explain it. She says, I don't understand. Sometimes in medicine, stuff like this happens. I personally believe in the power of prayer and positive thinking. And, so many of you have sent your good wishes, and I thank you for that. And if you don't mind, continue doing it, because I truly believe that is why he is still here. And just hearing those words last year, that really affected me mentally. And it really, I don't want to say held me back, but it stopped me, I guess, from really caring enough about myself to take care of myself. So I kind of, forgot about eating the way the dietitian had taught me to. And, sugar crept back into my life, and I went back to those old coping mechanisms, because to me, whenever I get very anxious inside, I feel like I have to be very strong. And my camera battery just died, so I'm trying to remember where I left off. I think I was just saying I appreciate you all so much and your prayers and good wishes, and I truly do believe that can make all the difference in someone's journey whenever they're going through a difficult time. And I just want you to know that I truly appreciate the community that we have here. So, just living with that thought in the back of my mind. Everybody has an expiration date, but being told that somebody's going to be gone in 3 months, and then the 3 months is upon you, and then you just feel like the weight of the world sitting on your chest, and every day you wake up and you wonder, well, is today the day? It took me probably until about the end of March of this year. That would have been, about 5-6 months. I just woke up one morning and I said to my family, I've had enough. I've given enough of my life to cancer. You know what? We're just going to try and not think about this every day and just move on with our life. That is so much easier said than done. It is always there. It is always in the back of my mind. Sometimes it moves to the front. And when it does move to the front, I allow myself, maybe a few minutes just to acknowledge it, feel what I'm feeling. And then I got to say, you no longer serve me, and you just have to leave. So that's kind of how I've been coping. But living with that, living with my own physical injuries this year and the stress, it's just really taken a toll on me. And I'm not superwoman, and I'm not perfect. And you know what? I could have, put those 27 pounds back on, but I didn't. So I must have learned something along the way. I'm really trying hard working at this. Am I embarrassed to tell you that I'm still stuck at 27 pounds? Yes and no. Like, I would have thought by now I would have been at my goal, but I'm also proud of myself that I didn't, completely take the train off the track, if that makes sense. So what I want you to know is just keep chugging along. Life is always going to throw you curveballs. It doesn't have to be a serious illness. It can be any sort of a curveball. And if you can take anything from my story, I want you to know that you are worth fighting for. Never quit on yourself. It's okay to have a day, where you don't, follow your diet perfectly, but you got to get back on track the next day. And that's how I've been doing things. What is my plan going forward in 2025? Well, let's first of all talk about the holidays. I plan on enjoying my holidays. I'm going to try and take a little bit of a work break. I'm going to work real hard up before the holidays, so you have my videos they can just automatically upload. But I really want to try and unplug, especially during Christmas, the few days before and after. I just really want to focus on recharging, celebrating the season, really cherishing the moments that I have with my family. I'll be invigorated and ready to come back to make new content in January. But what is my plan for 2025? What I have noticed is that my way of eating, it works. It truly does work if you follow it. If you don't follow it, if you follow it but still eat all the candy and, drive through, it's not going to work, right? It's like anything. So what is my focus going to be for 2025? I have identified my weaknesses. I really have to get into meal prep. I haven't done that, and I know that would be a game changer for me. But one of the things that I noticed that was really missing in my weight loss journey this year is support. And because I no longer am going on a regular basis to meet with a dietitian, I feel like I didn't have anybody to talk to that could help me during those difficult times. So I'm really toying with the idea of joining Weight Watchers again. Not so much for the plan, because I know their plan works, and I know they've made a lot of different tweaks and stuff, and I know that I could make my balance plate plan fit into that. But what I really need right now is support. And I noticed that I think they do Weight Watchers mostly online now, and that if you buy they have two different memberships, I think. If you buy the one that allows you to go to meetings, you can go to meetings as often as you like. At least that's my understanding from what I can get off of the website. So I was thinking I might try that for a month or two, see if I utilize the meetings and see if it makes a difference. I think just that knowing that I could go to a meeting, say, twice a week or whatever virtually, that might help me to get over the hump, because I know that January is always a difficult time because it gets very dreary, cold, and dark here. And we're supposed to have a good old-fashioned cold winter this year, and I hate winter. So lack of sunshine, I know, really affects my moods. And if I'm not in a good mood, well, you know what happens. If I wake up crabby, nothing good's gonna happen that day. So I'm just toying with that idea. And if I do decide to join Weight Watchers, I will certainly let you know. I really need to start lifting weights because, yes, cardio is important, and I will do my best to keep up with it as long as my knee allows me to. And the other thing that I really want to work on is lifting weights, and I'm working on some little programs for myself, maybe 15-20 minutes I can do 3-4 times a week, lifting weights, starting with my arms, my upper body, because it's so important as we age to build muscle, and that helps us, I guess, to lose weight as well. And I really want to get back to my walking. Am I going to walk every day? No, I'm not going to set out a goal of that because I know I'm not going to do it, but I have to figure out how I can do it because I'm not going to walk outside where it's slippery and injure myself again. But I do have a treadmill, but I really hate walking on the treadmill. I really enjoy doing those walk away the pounds type DVD things, and I have some of those. So I'm thinking I may start with that. But again, I will keep you posted in the new year about what my plan is for exercise. But definitely what I am needing the most right now is support. And I'm going to start, I believe, with that meal prep and just having, staples in the fridge ready to go. Because if I am tired or I'm very busy working, I need to have like that fallback that's gonna be ready to go in the fridge, and that way I won't be tempted to go out to eat or whatever. Because being a caregiver, being a content creator, they both bring me a lot of joy, a lot of peace, but they can also be very draining because you're always giving of yourself. And I am very negligent at self-care, and that's something that I recognize and something that I need to work on. So, as we're ending 2024, I urge you maybe just to sit down, be silent with your thoughts, and just think to yourself, where do you excel in your weight loss journey and what areas need improvement? Let us know in the comments and we can, support one another. Because I think if you just, give yourself 10-15 minutes to think about that whatever comes into your mind, that's usually the area that you have to work on. So just pick one and start with one, and then, after that becomes a habit, then maybe move on to the next one. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. Don't quit on yourself. And I'm so happy that I quit quitting on myself. Does that make sense? So as we're wrapping up this video, I urge you to go and check out any of my past weight loss videos if you have missed them. And I'm also thinking, let me know how you feel about this in the comments, that at the end of every month, kind of just doing a weight loss check-in video, just having a candid conversation like we're doing today. Again, I just want you to know that you mean the world to me. I appreciate you. I appreciate your prayers, your support, your positive thoughts. You have no idea the impact that you have made, not only in my life, but the life of my family. And you are the reason why I keep doing what I do, because it is not easy to stand here, and admit that I have a problem with my weight, but I know that I'm not alone, and I know by me being honest that is going to help somebody else out there. So I wish you the very best of health, happiness, love, prosperity, all the good things for 2025. Be sure to make sure that you're subscribed to my channel if you aren't, and even if you think that you are, can you just double check, because something weird's going on with YouTube, and I don't know, a lot of my videos aren't getting put in front of my viewers. I'm not the only person talking about this, because YouTube seems to be more interested in pushing out short videos than long form. So if you found this video helpful, let me know, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.